You're listening to episode 3 of the MicroProse Podcast. Our featured guests today are Ron Gilbert and Elissa Black, who will be chatting about their upcoming game, Death by Scrolling.
Hello and welcome to the MicroProse Podcast. We are Dan Tozer and Nanci Knott, and today we are talking to Ron Gilbert and Elissa Black about Death by Scrolling.
Death by Scrolling is a roguelike, vertically scrolling RPG set in the chaotic depths of purgatory, now under new management. Battle bizarre monsters, dodge death itself, and collect gems to pay the ferryman's exorbitant fee. With each screen inching upwards, time is never on your side. Outsmart the Grim Reaper, complete quirky side quests, and maybe, just maybe, you'll cross that river.
Ron and Elissa, welcome to the podcast.
Oh, thank you very much for having us.
We have so many questions, it's hard to know where to start, like why the character's doomed? Is purgatory a metaphor for the daily grind of life in a capitalist society? What are your thoughts on doom scrolling? And how does the endless scrolling mechanic reflect the game's underlying themes? Gah! Where to begin? Let's start with the scrolling, because it's right there in the title.
Probably 2018 was when I first started working on it. I didn't have the theme of purgatory and all that stuff, but it definitely had the scrolling mechanic. I mean, I had that from day one, and I worked on it for a while, and then I got a little bit sidetracked when Return to Monkey Island came around, and so I worked on Monkey Island for a couple of years, and then came back to working on Death by Scrolling. So it's been around quite a while, and it's gone through a lot of changes. And I think when Elissa joined the team, there were a lot of changes that were made because I suddenly had another person to bounce things off of, to kind of take ideas and try them out, and get her feedback on it. So I think it made a lot of strides when Elissa came on.
For me, it was kind of interesting because what Ron came with was a tech demo, and the idea had never quite kind of gone away. But the early development felt like sort of for Ron, it had kind of stalled a bit. And so sort of trying to come at it with fresh eyes and go, all right, what are the things that really work about it? Then how do you add more to it without kind of breaking it?
Well, I think there's always narrative challenges when you're doing an action game because players, while certain players may enjoy the story and want the story, most players aren't there for the story, right? They're there for the action that the game has. So it's always kind of a challenge to weave an interesting and funny story into an action game and also keep the players engaged in the action stuff, right? Because that's why they're there. So you don't want to bore them too quickly. And I think that was a big challenge early on.
Yeah, I think the thing that helps a lot with these kind of things is making sure that your story actually fits with the mechanics of the game. Like if the two are in contest with each other, it's not going to be quite as good as if they're in sync.
So obviously it's way too soon to be discussing a release date, but when roughly do you expect Death by Scrolling to emerge fully formed into the waiting hands of eager players?
Oh, I really hope by the end of 2025. I think this game has been going on so long for me that I need to ship it.
Yeah, it's a bit less time for me because I've been on the project for a shorter time. But whenever we talk about it and Ron talks about having done stuff on it, like in the late 2010s, like, oh yeah, that's right, this has been around for quite a while.
So I guess after working on it for so long, it was a pretty big milestone to have their Gamescom announcement the other day.
Yeah, that was really exciting. It's kind of been a small little project that's lived in my head for so long, and I haven't told a lot of people about it. So it was really nice to see that Gamescom stuff and see all the people playing it at Gamescom. That was really neat.